When I found out about today's build, it was gone in 60 seconds. Right after the intro. Welcome to Bricks and Toys. My name is Brandon, and today we are doing another Lego set that is about to retire. And I know that this is getting to be a common theme for the last couple weeks, and that is because all of these about to retire sets all came in on an order that my investor and I placed to make sure we get these sets before they go at the end of the year. And so today's build is the Lego Creator Expert set number 10265, the Ford Mustang, coming in at 1,471 pieces. Now for today's build, I am glad that we did wait to do today's build, because at first, when I thought about this build and putting the money down for this build, because it is about 160 US dollars, and because of that, and the Lego Creator line, I wasn't too sure about it. But I'm glad that we waited to do this video, because now I understand that Lego Creator Expert has evolved into the Icons line. So this Mustang is in the same line as the Porsche, as the Camaro, as the DeLorean, as everything else over there. It's just under the old tag. But the thing about this build is when I found out that it was retiring, like I said in my intro, it was bought within 60 seconds. It had to come home fast, because this does take the shape of a 67 Fastback, and I do think the Fastback Mustang is one of the most iconic Mustangs ever. Some people are a notchback type of person, but not for me. I like the Fastback. And I like the Fastback because of the 2000 or 2001 movie starring Nicolas Cage, Gone in 60 Seconds. That movie, next to Fast and Furious, was like my two top movies when I was like 10 to 12 years old. I could not get enough of those movies. And to this day, if you put on that movie, even though I've seen them hundreds of times, I'll still be like this. Glued. Excellent. And I did see the late 60s, early 70s original Gone in 60 Seconds featuring a whole nother Eleanor Mustang. And I know that this is not a 69, it's more of a 67, but you know what? It's all good, and we know it's blue and not gray. So I do have a lot of attachment to this car because of the movie, and it is one of my dream cars that I wish to have one day. And as I'm building my collection of dream cars in Lego rather than in physical form, what better addition than the Ford Mustang? So now, let's get my box cutter, let's cut open this box, and let's see what we have in terms of this build. I do believe that this is a 2019 build, so I'm expecting some pretty heavy bag counts. So this does not take a box cutter to open. It is just a pull open. Now somehow I mutilated the holy crap out of this box. Pretty modest pour. I am seeing about 6 bags. Let's check with our handy dandy book on that. Let's check for a sticker sheet too while we're in here. And there is one. I knew that there would be. What's cool about these Lego builds is that they think about everybody around the world, and they put in multiple different license plate styles from what I'm looking at here on the sticker sheet. That is really cool to include everybody around the world. You know, kudos to you, Lego. Kudos. You know what I just noticed looking at sticker sheet, sticker number 4? Sticker number 4 resembles a Dodge Charger. And if you've ever seen the movie Bullet, where Steve McQueen's getting chased by the Dodge Charger, that's a nod to that. That is sick. That's going to be a rear view mirror sticker, I'm guessing. And it's a nod to the movie Bullet. That is awesome. Again, kudos to you, Lego. So we are looking at 313 build steps. and 195 pages, and the build is 6 bags total. There is a lot of info about the Mustang at the beginning of this book that I can't wait to read. I do like the artwork of this book, and also on the box, because it does feature what looks to be the Los Angeles aqueducts, and that's where they filmed one of the iconic chase scenes in Gone 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage. Coincidence? Who knows? But good picture nonetheless. Now, one of the things I did want to mention about this build before we just go ahead and dive into it is it does have a dual configuration to where you can make a hot rod out of it, or you can make it look stock. So you know what? I'm going to let you guys, guess that one. And in the review, we'll see which one I pick. But for now, we're going to dive into a time lapse of this sweet build. So you guys just sit back, enjoy the few minute time lapse. This I'm going to do over the period of 3 to 6 days. So enjoy. We'll be back for the review. Now we enter the review of the LEGO Creator Expert Ford Mustang. And this one, guys, is kind of surprising. First off, I did want to say there are 2 modes. There is a stock mode and a custom mode. Stock is the front of the box. Custom is the back. I went with the stock mode because I like the classic look of the 67 Mustang without much modification. But you do get this rear wing spoiler that goes on the back of the trunk. You do get this nitrous can, which goes in the trunk. You do get this lower lip spoiler, which goes onto the bottom of the front of the car. And then you do get these side pipes, which replace the exhaust pipes out the back. You take those off. You do get this blower motor. And you also get these choices of license plate for multiple countries. So that's the accessories part of the vehicle. I chose to go with none of them because overall I really love the car as it is. Starting off at the front, we do have a lot of good detail. Everything is really nicely done. Going down the side, the GT stripe is printed, which is a nice detail. I do like how they went with those nice retro Krager 5-spoke rims. Those are what I would have went with this car. Not really the stock wheel, but you know what? Super nice option. That's the back of the vehicle. GT on the gas cap. These are, I think, printed, the center stripe. It's really nice how they did that to get those stripes close together. Unlike with the Camaro after this, they kind of just made it work with the brick. But continuing on, this is the other side of the vehicle. These lines on the fastback side here are fully printed. I did want to add that for the build, the front windshield and the back glass is the same piece. It's just utilized in two different ways. Coming in, we can see the nice interior. I think they did a really good job with the interior. Coming over for the roof, the trunk. Decent trunk space. You can see the back of the seats and the back of the suspension, which is kind of odd. The roof just does pop off easily, revealing some good detail. The seats do move forward, so you get those back passengers in there. Pretty cool touch. They did a really good job on the interior detail of this, I believe. Here is the underside of the roof, and there you could see that Easter egg to the movie Bullet in the mirror of him basically being chased by, I believe it was the Dodge Charger in that movie. I've only seen it one time. Excellent movie, everybody. The door's closed. There we go. Coming around, close that door, pop the hood, and there we do have that nice Ford V8. A lot of good detail here. I believe that is supposed to symbolize the battery, radiator, fan shroud, hoses, spark plug wires. Even though there's 8 cylinders, you can only see 4 wires, but okay, whatever. I get it, Lego. There's also a fluid tank right there for fluids, probably radiator. I don't know if they had windshield washers back then. But overall, really cool. And one of the cool party features of this trick is if you do go with the sport mode and you do make it sporty, you can basically rub its hind end here, which screws a jack peg and makes you be able to jack up those rear wheels, which I don't care too much for. So I like to bring it all the way back down to stock, like that. So now let's go ahead, let's dive into my final thoughts on this set. So my final thoughts on this one, guys, is pretty simple. If you collect the Lego Icons lineup of vehicles, or even the Technic lineup of vehicles, or the Speed Champions lineup of vehicles, or just city vehicles, or just vehicles and vehicles, if you guys love Lego vehicles and you collect them and you have not gone out and bought this set, you only have till December 2023 to do it. It's under $200 and you definitely should. I thought it was a remarkable build. I enjoyed the holy heck out of it. I am floored by the part usage on how they made some of the parts work. One of the things about the build that I did want to say is I feel like with the Creator Expert lineup, they did not have, or they were not using, they were not using the resources that they have now to make custom designed pieces to make the cars look more modeled and more exact. I feel like with this, they did not have that option, and they really had to improvise and make crap work. Like, there is so many weird angles and piece usage on this to try to make it look as close to a 67 Mustang that I really did not get that sensation when I did the Porsche, the Camaro, even the Defender, and even the DeLorean or the Time Machine down there. I didn't get that sensation. Even for this, the front window is the same as the back window. They made it work around the brick to make those windows look like two different pieces once they're installed on the car. So they really didn't have the full bag of tricks that they have now with the Icons lineup, I feel like, when they did this. And if they did have those resources back then, I don't know why they did not use them, but it is apparent that they did not use them. But I think that makes this model even more special. I do like the customization features. I do think that they are for a younger audience or a younger majority. Me at my age and growing up around classic cars and building classic muscle cars, to do that to a car like this is like something from a video game that we would play when we were younger. But honestly, besides the 70 Dodge Charger and some other odd and end vehicles, when was the last time you saw a 67 Camaro with a blower hanging out? I mean, 67 Mustang with a blower hanging out of the hood? Not an often sight, and I don't think I've ever seen one. They keep everything under the hood. And not to mention, this car does feature that nice little hood scoop that I do believe it was associated with Shelby back in the day. I don't know my Mustang history exactly. My Mustang knowledge is kind of like a song we've heard a lot, and once we play the song, we know the lyrics, but we can't tell you the lyrics off the top of our heads. That's kind of how I am with Mustangs. I know the history, I know a lot about them, but I don't really know them, off the top of my head, unless it's being played back to me. Then it clicks. So, honestly, it's a really good model. I like it a lot. I definitely do recommend it. You only have a certain amount of time left to get this one. And if you have the 69 Camaro, definitely you should get the 67 Mustang. That was my original thought when I thought of this set. But then I saw how odd it looked, and I was like, that's a creator expert. This isn't Icons. Icons made the Camaro with better lines. The creator expert is not doing that for the Mustang. That's probably why they don't do creator expert vehicles no more, because I don't see any more for sale. Later I found out that turned into the Icons line, as you guys know. But if you have one, you should have the other. That is the end of story. I would like to see down the road maybe a Dodge Charger or Daytona or maybe a Superbird or something of that nature, early 70s with this lined up. It would be cool to have all three of some of the biggest, muscle cars of that time period. But, Lego could be working on it as far as we know. We never know, guys. So with that, that's the end of this video. It is a definite recommend, and it's a definite I did enjoy it. And I appreciate the fact that the parts are made to work for the vehicle and not made for the vehicle. I think that's a nice touch. So I want to end this video off by once again thanking you guys for watching, commenting, and supporting the channel. Again, I want to promote the new updated stakes of getting the channel up to 200. We are about to hit the purchase button of a Palace Cinema, the Brick Bank, and the Fire Brigade from eBay. All three are legit from the pictures, but they are missing pieces and they are super sketch. It'll be 4 super interesting videos, one about the buildings, then one about each building being built and corrected and fixed. I think it'll be a great chunk of content. If you guys want to see that done, let's get this channel up and over 200 subs by June 1st, everybody. I know we can do it. We're only a few off, everybody, so let's team up here. So thank you for watching, and I hope you guys all have an excellent everything. Thank you.